Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ilya with Semrush Affiliate Program. Oh, hello. A webinar from zero to $1,000 monthly, how to create and monetize your first affiliate website, will be starting shortly. But before that, allow me to introduce our speakers today. We are joined by Thomas Rudy, founder of 1027. Hello, Thomas.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate your time.
And George Yuba, Network Performance Director of CJ Affiliate.
Hello, everyone.
Apart from our wonderful speakers, we are joined by my colleague Hillary, who will be taking your questions in chat. So anytime you want to ask something from our speakers, post away right away. We will be collecting all the questions and asking them at the very end of the presentation. So be sure to stick around. Don't leave too soon. Well, without further ado, let's jump right in. And Thomas, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you so much. Again, thanks everyone for joining. Really appreciate your time. And I want to definitely give some thanks to Semrush for hosting me and Gio on this. We're excited to bring it to you. So here we go. From 0 to 1,000 monthly, how you can start and monetize your first affiliate site. I want to go over some of the focus items at first. So what this is going to be covering is high-level action steps that you can take in order to get your site up, build a successful marketing strategy through content, how you can distribute content, and then ultimately how you can monetize it. So let's just jump right in and begin. Where can you start? So a lot of times when people are trying to figure out what kind of website they want to build or what they should do in order to create content, they don't really know where to start. So the first thing that I would suggest is you have to choose your niche. And there's a few things that are super important when choosing your niche. One is try to have something that you're passionate about. If you're passionate about a subject and you can speak on it well, you're more likely to create solid content. You're more likely to have users that are engaged in your content, and you're more likely to become an authority on that subject matter. The second thing about your niche that you have to be aware of is you want to be realistic about the earnings potential. So although you are passionate about a certain subject, you need to be able to figure out, is this something that I can actually monetize? Is there a search value behind it? Are people interested in it? Are there any affiliate programs that can cover what you want to have your content about, and can you monetize it? The second thing that you really have to be aware of is creating a set of goals. So if you just jump into a project and you don't really have goals, or you don't have an understanding of what it's going to take, it's easy for you to jump in, and it's just as easy for you to jump right back out. So I recommend setting aside specific time for you to work on your project, whether that's you're moonlighting it or whether you're doing it at like a certain percentage of your week. It's important to actually set aside time, even if it's a calendar invite, to actually work on the project that you wanted to start. And then furthermore, with those goals, you need to estimate how much you'd be willing to invest. And that includes time and money. So when you're just starting up, if you're doing all the work yourself, or if you're hiring a developer or hiring content writers, you need to be able to organize a calendar of time and a budget so that the goals that you set are realistic and the expectations can be met in some sort of time frame. Moving on from there, the next thing that you want to do is you want to put together a successful strategy. So affiliate marketing and starting a website is essentially performance-based content marketing. You need to be able to create funnels that revolve around intent. So if a user has no intent when they're consuming your content, you're much less likely to capitalize and monetize those users. So there's a few things that that can determine what intent is. A lot of it is keyword based. So some high level examples of that are if you are reviewing the best of some sort of product, or if you're reviewing a product in general, you can almost be certain that that consumer is at the bottom of the funnel and they're looking to actually buy something. A lot of mistakes that people make early on are they just produce content that's maybe like a daily journal or a blog, and then they throw in some affiliate links and expect people to buy it. And the chances of that are extremely low, and especially if you're just starting out and you don't have an audience that trusts you, the conversion rate will be even lower. So you have to plan your content marketing around intent. The third thing that you really want to cover is choosing a technology that works for you. So I'm not going to dive too much into this in this presentation, but first and foremost, you want to be working with technology that you can actually manage yourself. So if you have a developer, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. Just choose technology that you can use and that you can update regularly. So WordPress is a really great example. There's tons of CMSs that are at your disposal, but working with something that you're comfortable with and that you can pick up quickly is super important. Okay, so what does this all mean in terms of strategy? So a real content marketing plan, what are some of the things you want to cover? So first and foremost, you want a plan that will drive traffic. Most of the content that's available on the internet doesn't get any traffic. So there's hundreds of millions of pages on the internet that gets a handful of visitors every month. And these pages are essentially buried, and you're creating these pages and you don't know why people are not coming. And it can be very frustrating when you're first starting out. The second thing you want to address is creating a plan that will drive revenue. So if you have some great content and you're seeing it's getting a lot of users, and you go back to that intent focus, you won't, even if you have a lot of traffic, if there is no intent with these users, you're going to find it extremely hard to actually capitalize and monetize these users. So with this in mind, I have an example keyword research report that covers both of these bases. Now I'm going to go in depth in covering what all of these things mean, and this is sort of a condensed sample of some of the ways that I produce successful content marketing strategies when it comes to affiliate marketing. So in this specific example, I chose the outdoor space as an example, meaning all things dealing with products of outdoor activities or travel, etc. And I wanted to go over what exactly this means and how it ties to revenue. So the first thing you have here is the keyword. So this is the main keyword that you use to target in SEO searches. So for instance, if someone Googles best hiking backpack, there's a certain amount of search volume behind that, and you can create content that outlines the best hiking backpacks, or like the best, or a series of the best in that category, and you can produce content that way. So the second thing is the search volume. So this search volume is actually pulled from Semrush, and it tells you how many people are searching that on a monthly basis. The third thing is the top ranking URL. So for any given keyword, somebody is ranking #1 for that, and in this specific instance, it's backpacker.com has a guide. The fourth thing that you wanted to cover is URL traffic cost. So what this means is how much this landing page is worth in terms of if someone is going to pay for it through AdWords. And this is also a really good way to measure ROI. From this number, you can sort of derive how much monthly revenue that you can earn if you were to rank in that top spot and have that URL traffic costs. And depending on the niche and the category that you are using, this can vary. A conservative estimate can be around 10% of traffic value can be converted into revenue. So in this specific instance, it's $350 monthly. The next thing that you wanted to go over is keyword difficulty. So this is ranked from 1 to 100. And this just shows you like how much competition is going on for this keyword. And generally anything over 20 is usually typically pretty difficult to get to in terms of ranking #1 at least, but you can definitely get to the first page for something that's under 30 or under 40. Next is links needed. So link building is an important aspect of SEO that can translate to affiliate marketing. So if you want to rank on the first page, this is the estimated links that you would need in order to do so. The final column is a notable keyword. So any given page can have a series of keywords that it ranks for. So this is just a good way to say, okay, our main focus keyword is best hiking backpack, but a notable keyword might be best day hiking backpack. And if you include those keywords throughout your title tags or H1s or even just the article itself, you have a good chance to rank for a series of keywords which sort of compounds and magnifies the amount of traffic that you can get to an article. So from all of this and all of these metrics, you kind of have an aggregate of the things that you're to expect. So if you were to rank #1 for all of these keywords, you could see an estimated monthly revenue of just over $5,000, yearly just over 61, and your monthly traffic value will be at $51,000. So again, I want to reiterate that this is definitely a good way to use data within your keyword research. And it's not 100% accurate, but it does give you a really good barometer as far as what you can expect with your content. And it's a good way to plan and set goals in order to effectively exercise some sort of content marketing campaign. And it's data backed. So if you look at an SEMrush dashboard for the first keyword, best hiking backpack, you can see the volume, you can see the CPC, the competition, etc. And then you can see who's actually ranking number one for it. And then from that number one ranking page, you can see the traffic cost, some of the other keywords that it's ranking for, and maybe some of the backlinks. It gives you a really good idea of what competition you have stacked up and what you need to do in order to rank for that keyword. So after the content marketing plan, your content, if you just publish it, is not going to get anywhere without some sort of distribution. So if your content production is good, your distribution has to be better. So there's a number of different things that you can do inside of link building that are crucial to getting your pages to rank. And one of the first that I like to go after, above all creating quality content, is to create media relationships. So you want to be able to, when you publish new content or publish a new guide that's sort of definitive or has new research behind it, you want to be able to let different media sites know that this content is out there. And if they don't know, there's a lot less likely chance that you will actually get links to it or rank for it. And with link building, there's a number of different methodologies that you can use in order to get different links or do different marketing campaigns. But it's important to create goals that target many of them, because like with the keyword research report, you see that some of those pages you need up to 15, 16 links just to that page so you can get starting to rank on the first page. And when you're just starting out on a website, this is super important because your website is going to be brand new, so it's not going to have any authority behind it. The third thing that you wanted to go after in terms of distribution is using social media effectively. So this can mean a number of different things. I like to take a multi-tiered approach where I'm doing both organic and paid approaches. So again, if it's a new website and you don't have much of a following, it doesn't hurt to pay to promote your posts. And if a post that you spend $50 on promoting gets 100 shares, that adds another authority metric to your website. It shows that you have 100 shares. It shows that people are consuming this content, people are liking it, and it's a good way to get your content out there before you have those distribution channels set up. As for time to monetize, I'm going to kick this over to Gio.
Hi, everyone. As you know, the best way to monetize your traffic once you get your website set up or your campaign set up is to partner with brands that make sense with that content. And you do so by joining some affiliate programs through mostly affiliate networks. And there's 4 different kinds of affiliate networks that I just want to touch upon, just so you understand the differences between the 4. The first one is an in-house program. This is one program using the company's own technology. 2 great examples of this is Amazon's own internal affiliate program called Associates, as well as SEMrush themselves having their own affiliate program on semrush.com. The second type of affiliate network out there is tracking platforms. Typically what these are is one program, but they're using a third-party technology to actually do the tracking and the payment systems. So it's kind of like an affiliate network, but you're essentially only really joining 1 or maybe 2 programs within that environment. The third type of affiliate network is a CPA network or an ad network. These are third-party technologies. So it's their tracking, it's their links, but the offers that are available to you are very short term. They last anywhere from a day to maybe a month. And then the fourth example, which is where CJ Affiliate, my company, is located on this list is a full service affiliate network. So it's a third-party technology, but instead of short-term offers that only last a day to a month, offers in full service affiliate networks tend to last anywhere from 6 months to, at some points, 20 years. So there is a marked difference between the 4 different types of platforms you can join to start monetizing your traffic with.
Okay, great. Gio, I also think that maybe we wanted to give a demonstration of what one of this looks like. So do you want to give a little bit of an overview of this dashboard here?
Absolutely. So this is the CJ affiliate interface. Thomas has brought up our advertisers page, is where you can find, typically, whether it's our network or other networks, there's a page where you can find all the offers available to you. Now, one of the fundamentals of affiliate marketing is that you have to join each program individually to get access to their creative to then put it on your site. Now, one of the great things about networks, full service networks mostly, is that brands are able to communicate what types of traffic they're really looking for and what commission structures they will pay you. So in essence, here is GoDaddy and their public affiliate program here. And you can see essentially what is the commission rates for what they're paying for. And as you get lower on the list, you eventually get to their policies section. And the policies section is essentially where they tell you what they're looking for. And in this case, as you can see here, GoDaddy does not really allow paid search marketing on their behalf. So you could do paid search marketing to your website. You just can't use their trademarks, for instance, in your bidding copy. For SEO, what's great about SEO is that you don't really do too much trademark bidding or SEM in general. So SEO is a fundamental business model in affiliate marketing. The only thing that you will have to look out for these is if they allow you to put their trademark in your domain. So having it as a subdomain, for instance, trademarkcompany.yourwebsite.com. Some companies don't really allow that. And what's great is you could also see that GoDaddy allows social media as well as email marketing. So these are great ways that you can add traffic to your website while within the policies of these affiliate programs. So generally, you want to take a look before you apply to a program to make sure you're comfortable with their policy and know their commission structure.
Okay, great. I think we wanted to use this time now to go over any questions. Hillary, do you have any available for us, or is there any communication that you guys want to uncover, go a little bit more in depth for?
Actually, yes, we do have questions coming in, and if anybody else wants to ask any question in regards to the presentation, now it's the best time. But one of the questions which was already asked was, Thomas, how do you translate traffic to earnings, to dollars, which you have referenced in your spreadsheet? Is it the ads? So I believe this is in reference to your Google Sheet. And if you will be demonstrating the sheet, can you perhaps zoom in so our mobile viewers can take a good look?
Sure, absolutely. So here, let me share my screen one more time. So the way that you can estimate revenue is essentially when a page ranks #1 for a certain keyword. For instance, this one is ranking for best hiking backpack. It has a URL traffic cost. And what this traffic cost is, it's an estimate of what an advertiser would be willing to pay in order to have that same traffic for the keyword. So if you're to literally Google this keyword, there are there's some shopping ads here, and then this is actually the organic result that ranks #1. There's a feature snippet here, but this is the one that I chose. And this gets free traffic every single day, and this advertiser in theory would like to have that traffic. So this website itself has a series of affiliate links. It looks like, I don't know what they're using. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Amazon. But when you click out, they can monetize that through various conversions whenever someone buys a product. And generally, a good barometer, it's almost like conversion rate. You can kind of set the industry standard at 1 or 2% conversion rate in affiliate marketing. I mean, I've had this number, an estimated monthly revenue, be as high as 30 or 40% of the traffic cost, and I've had it be as low as 2 to 5%. So it really just depends on your niche, but a conservative way to estimate that is to just set it at 10% of what the URL traffic costs. And then also, like if you're just starting out, you might not rank number 1 for it. So you might rank number 5. And then this for the specific keyword might only be, like 1,000 URL traffic costs per month. So you can expect to earn 100. So at that point, it's kind of just a numbers game of getting up to, if you want to earn $1,000 monthly, you have to have 10 pages that are making $100 a month. I hope that cleared it up. Let me know if that was the answer you're looking for. If not, I'm happy to go more in depth.
Thank you for your answer. And we have one more actually, much more questions coming up. So a little bit of an open question. What would be the top affiliate programs in your opinion?
It really depends on what you're going to go after in terms of the niche that you pick. A no-brainer is using Amazon. If it's product-based, you can really find anything on Amazon. And they work on a model that their last click, although I think it's a 24-hour cookie window, it doesn't matter what that person buys. So someone could go to Amazon and rent a movie, or they could buy something for a vacation that they're planning, and it has nothing to do with the content that you actually referred them for. But you'll still earn a commission. So I think that that's a good one. I think if you want to find better payouts, or if you have something that's like a little bit different, you can definitely use CJ.com to fill the gaps there and try to find some better payouts. They do have something in CJ called Content Certified, which allows you access to, I don't know what the exact number is, Gio, but it's a pretty big amount of affiliate programs that you can enter, assuming that your content is verified and you have a good website. And that'll give you access to maybe some better payouts or a wider array of different affiliate programs that you can join.
Yeah, to add to that, the Content Certified program at CJ, it's about 800 affiliate programs where you would have access to higher commissions. You do need traffic, so it's kind of hard to get our traffic minimums for the certification, but any new website can create a CJ account and get access to all of our advertisers in general with their default payouts. But one of the things that networks can do and have done in the past is be able to provide you open metrics. So typically they say, this is a top tier program. It's generally a filter in their interfaces. There's ways to sort which programs generally are the VIP or the top tier. And most of the times you can just ask a network, what are your top 5 to 10 programs? A good network will be able to rattle them off very quickly, just to let you know who is in their top tier. Gives you an idea, but sometimes those top tier advertisers aren't not necessarily the right fit for your content. So ultimately, it goes down to what Thomas said: make sure that the advertisers you are picking fit your content.
Thank you very much for your answer. We have more questions coming up. So I think, once again, this is for you, George. Aren't networks like CJ limit application based on site traffic?
The answer is no. We do have site traffic limitations when it comes to our content certified program, which again gives you access to those higher commissions. But if you can work within the default commissions, you can sign up for an account today. We have no traffic minimums, but programs ultimately have the choice of which affiliates they want to partner with. So you can apply to as many programs as you want, but some of the advertisers may have traffic limitations or business model limitations. But CJ in general and affiliate networks in general, generally you can come in with no traffic minimum.
Thank you very much. We have more questions coming in. So it's a follow-up to the first question. Uh, yes, thank you for your answer. The question was about translating traffic into earnings. Yes, you have answered it. And any particular affiliate website to look out for health-specific items like sore feet, sore backs?
I don't have a specific website that you can model after for that specific niche, but if you go into SEMrush, or even just start with the Google search and try to find some of the top healthcare websites, you can enter that website into a tool like SEMrush, and it will give you a breakdown of all the keywords that they're ranking for, and then from that you can derive search volume and like their top valued pages, and try to create content to either go after that, or if you're just starting out, try to look for some of the ones that look a little bit less competitive that site may rank for, and then go after those as well.
Thank you very much. Next question. When you connect the website to affiliate programs, do they just use PayPal? Are there any other payment portals to be aware of?
I think every network is a little bit different. Gio, why don't you take this one? I think you have a better background in the subject matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Most networks do pay on checks. Sometimes for international or global people, they do have foreign drafts that are available. Um, direct deposit is usually available for people with ACI and bank accounts, whether it be domestic or global. I'm here in the US, so domestic for me is the US. As well as, for instance, in the CJ network, we also have Payoneer as an option for our global people. So if you don't have PayPal but have Payoneer, we can support that as well.
Thank you very much for your answer. Next question is what is your suggestion about Google AdSense adding to an affiliate site?
I think it's a good model. It's something that you have to be really diligent about trying to find the ROI in it. So the thing that you have to consider is there's people who are selling those products and making a higher profit margin and competing in that ad space as well. But there's definitely opportunity to find areas where you can get some sort of ROI, especially if you have a campaign where you have higher payouts through a specific affiliate program, maybe it's in-house, et cetera. But it's really, you have to be willing to make a little bit of a risk, and just understand that if you're competing in the ad space market, you're getting a much smaller cut of what that affiliate or what the ultimate revenue would be. So if you sell a product for $100 and you're taking $10 of it, that same person is competing in those same ads more than likely. So that can be a hard model, but if you have some better payouts or some programs that you're working with more exclusively, you can definitely find avenues to make that successful, which I've personally seen as well.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. We have one more of a bit of a practical question. How do I get links required for better ranking in SEMrush?
So SEMrush won't really give you a tool to get links. They do have some integrations which may help. I know they just rolled out a Yext integration, but link building is a lot of just hard work and outreach and creating content that is going to be useful. So, I mean, I would definitely start. I know Google preaches it all the time, but create quality content. Try to create something that's innovative and new. New research is really good. And then just create some systems that allow you to talk in a conversational tone with different publications, different websites, and just make them aware of your content. You'll be surprised if you add a personal tone to things and you have good content, people would be more willing to react to it in a favorable manner.
Thank you very much. And I think just to add a little bit to what Thomas said, we have also a link building tool, which is a very good tool indeed to use if you're looking to build up your link portfolio. It's good to track links that you have obtained, to find opportunities for new links, and it also helps you reach out to the sites you really want to reach out to. But continuing on with our questions, I have a web page with 500,000 page views monthly with Amazon. What is the average monthly income?
500,000 page views monthly. So I typically go off of unique sessions, because one session can be one user to buy something. But it depends what your content is. So if your content is sort of news-based, it's much less likely to convert. I would guess maybe like 5 to 10,000. If it's higher, or if it's something that's more intent-based, and your products that you're selling are higher ticket items, like in the $500 to $1,000 range, you can definitely make a lot more. It really just depends on the value of those keywords and what the product is that you're actually selling. So that's why doing that keyword research is super important. I mean, this is the condensed version that I show you. There's even more to add on to that in terms of what is your average sale amount for these types of products. And then that can even help you fine tune or refine what your estimated monthly revenue would be as well. So to answer your question in a way, it just really depends on the nature of your content and the products that you're looking to promote.
Thank you very much. We have a question about branding, actually. So when you set up a new affiliate website, do you brand it personally, or would you sell it under a different name? E.g., would you set up privacy when you sign up for a website domain?
I think branding is super important. I think if you can add a personal touch, I think that can be very helpful, and it can set you apart from some of the general affiliate sites. It can also be harder to do if you have to maintain your image. I don't necessarily think that like one way is correct, either or. And I don't think that like setting up a privacy on your domain is really going to impact your affiliate rankings or revenue rather. Above all, it just comes down to the type of content that you have and is it getting traffic. There's not a lot of people that are going to check to see whose website it is. So I think branding is super important. If you can add a personal touch, I would say absolutely do so. And privacy around your domain, I don't think is that important. In fact, I think if the more transparent you can be, I think the better it is with your various marketing campaigns and also working with some of the advertisers as well.
Thank you very much. We have one more question about AdSense, actually. I guess adding AdSense in money pages, like the pages promoting products using Amazon affiliate, will drop the affiliate revenue. What are your thoughts about this?
So yeah, obviously, if you're paying for that traffic, you have to find the balance between what your potential earnings can be. To sort of reiterate what I said before, if you have content that you know is converting at a super high rate, and you can find traffic sources or different advertising methods that you can fall within that window to get ROI, I don't see a problem with it. I just think that it's on a case by case. It's very specific to the type of products you're promoting. And again, if you're competing with people who have the higher profit margins that are actually selling those products, it can be very difficult to find ROI.
Thank you very much. And there is a question about the template you showed. So is there a template for the Excel sheet being used to calculate revenue and traffic?
Yes, there is. In the presentation, in the last slide, I'm not sure if we're going to be sharing this or not, but there's a link that goes to an email form. If you wanted to click that, there's going to be sort of a follow-up course on this that gives you a little bit more trading inside of Semrush and gives you the full Excel template on how to execute on a campaign like this, as well as some of the insights into what affiliate programs that you wanted to go after and how to actually use these dashboards. So within the template, I think that we'll probably share it at some point, but you can click to that, sign up your email, and then you'll get the notification for the course itself.
Thank you very much. And this question, perhaps this is more to George, if I'm not mistaken. You mentioned connecting to news sites and systems. Are there any systems or website you use to network with publications, or is it literally emailing, Skyping contacts you found on news sites?
And this could be answered by both Thomas and I, but I know some of the affiliates that I talk to that have the media type relationships that Thomas was referencing. What they have done in the past is they started local. They went to local radio stations. They actually went to local colleges and universities and tried to set up these relationships with websites and media on a local level before going to a national level. It's harder to get maybe like a CNN or a BuzzFeed to feature your content. It's a lot easier when it's more personal. That's when you start off. But once your website starts making a name, whether it's a personal blog or whether it's a general review site, a lot of companies will start picking up. There's also third-party companies like PR Web, where you can get extra exposure for making announcements or general information about the site as well.
Thank you. Here's another question. Do we need to pay for online course for affiliates?
No, the course that I have set up is free. It's just an in-depth version of what the slides are, and I think it'll be really helpful for people to collaborate. It's completely free. It'll give you a template, and it'll kick you off with a little bit more insight and hopefully some concrete, actionable steps that you can take in order to get this going.
Thank you very much. We have more questions coming in from other channels, actually. So this one is more of a like a discussion, I would say, even. So for both George and Thomas. So for affiliate marketing, is PPC or SEO better?
That's a really great question. I think it depends on your expertise. I think SEO is easier to start off with because it is your own words, it is your own content. It may be harder to get rank quicker. Whereas PPC, you can launch a PPC campaign right away. An affiliate is a great way to do it. I think the problem is some of the policies are very restrictive as it belongs to the PPC world. So I think long-term strategy, uh, SEO, and having your own traffic is generally where you want to go to. You may need PPC to get traffic to your site, but ultimately it's your content that's going to keep and retain that traffic and to make sure those visitors keep coming back for more consumption.
Yeah, and I think to add to that too, we had a little bit of discussion on, how can we be sure that we're going to make a profit on this certain page or this certain vertical. So if you wanted to use PPC early on to sort of gauge a keyword and see what your return might be, you might end up paying a little bit for it, but you could also see what your future SEO would look like if you were to capitalize on those keywords and get organic traffic. So to kind of like reiterate what Gio is saying, they're both really good for different purposes. So I wouldn't shy away from either. I would explore all opportunities. And if there's one thing that I've learned in the various affiliate sites and networks that I've worked with is you don't always know what's going to work. So trying different things, sometimes you'll be really surprised. Sometimes you'll find a home run where no one else is competing in. And those are the things, when you do find those, it gives you a little bit of an extra boost and a little bit more confidence to just continue going and continue bringing in more revenue.
And also, it's not just Google. You don't have to think PPC is just Google AdSense. Bing is a great search engine to get traffic or buy traffic from. There's other, like Facebook even has Facebook ads is essentially a search engine at this point as well. What I would shy away from, though, and be careful about is PPC campaigns that sell pop-ups or pop-unders. Those generally are not favorable. They might be cheaper, but the conversion rates are far lower. And some of those companies go through very nefarious ways to get your ads in front of customers. And you do not want to be associated with any kind of uh, system that may be controversial out in the internet marketing sphere.
Okay, thank you for your answers. We have more questions coming in. I will write a blog post for SEMrush. So, will SEMrush review work as a keyword? I have a new blog.
Yeah, absolutely. SEMrush review could absolutely work as a keyword. I don't know what the keyword volume or the search volume behind that is right now, but I'm sure that there's some interest in, like whether or not to choose SEMrush's software. There's a lot of people getting into digital marketing and SEO that would like to consume that content, and I'm sure that there probably already are reviews out there. So if I were to do that, I would again just model it as with the Excel template and see what it would take to get there, and then work with the BRush team to see like what that would look like in terms of monetization and what the type of consumers that they're expecting to bring over. Like ultimately when you're in an affiliate program, both parties want to be successful. So it's absolutely a keyword that you can go after. I would follow the keyword research tool or the Excel template rather, and go from there.
There is another question. How can I measure my content quality? And I think I will just splice in. We have a special tool for that. It's SEO Writing Assistant. It gives you both quality and recommendations for SEO copywriting. So you can do it live as you're creating your content for a specific audience. So it's a good benchmarking tool. But I'm sure that you have other suggestions as well. So please go ahead.
Yeah, I think one of the things to think about too is another name for SEO is natural search, right? There's paid search and then there's natural search. One of the things that I always tell new publishers is make sure that whatever you're writing is natural. And if you are going to be working on building up the links, make sure that it makes sense. Don't write copy that doesn't fit the actual content source just to get links on your site. Those are very paper thin type websites, which Google actually does not like. There's several updates, historical ones that have happened throughout the history of Google, starting with the Florida update and as recently as the Panda update a few years back, where Google makes sure that the sites that are getting ranked really provide a value and a uniqueness to the internet. If you're just copying other things or just adding 20 links to your page for no reason whatsoever other than maybe a keyword at the top, you are never going to get ranked. So make sure that what you're providing to your users is organic, it's natural, and it's providing a unique view onto your subject matter.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what Gio said is kind of hit the nail on the head is the uniqueness that you provide can really impact how well you perform in search engines. And that's why a lot of the times, not always, but a lot of the times picking a topic that you're passionate about can really help that along. If you have that unique angle, if you have that key insight that a lot of people don't have, it can really provide value to a user, and Google will pick up on if you're providing value or not. It'll pick up on the way that people interact with your page, and you'll see a result of that in not only your performance of content, but also ultimately the performance that you can provide to your various partners.
And the two easiest categories typically to get started in if you're going to be more of a blog is fashion, because most people want to know what you wear. You can take a picture, you can write about it, give advice. And the second thing is travel. People get very passionate about travel. There's definitely a ton of travel programs out there. But there's ways to present it. You can talk about a particular city. I'm here in Chicago, so I can write about a walking tour I took versus talking about an exotic location like the Bahamas or Bora Bora, which may get a lot of interest, but maybe not a lot of conversion. So you want to make that balance between what people are looking for versus what they will eventually transact on. You want to kind of be more towards on that scale of what they'll transact on versus what they're actually searching on. So if you can find a balance between those two, that's where you'll find your sweet spot to make money.
Okay, thank you very much for your wonderful answer. And here's another very interesting question. So, lots of websites capture emails from visitors and then blast users. How do they generate all the follow-up email content? Are there some secret content systems that your average Joe wouldn't be aware of?
I mean, there's tons of them. A lot of it revolves around what content you're trying to promote in those emails. I think that email capture is another great way to leverage your traffic and also leverage your earnings. I think Geo can speak to this a little bit, but there are also some restrictions on whether you can do that or not with certain partners. You can also just from the email bring them to your landing page. There's not any specific tools that will do it better than the next. I mean, there's a lot of plugins that you can use in WordPress, for example, that will collect emails, and there's a ton of different CRMs that'll help you build various email campaigns and target specific users for a specific intent. But until you start doing that, you have to figure out what your user is looking for and how you can provide them some sort of utility without spamming them directly. Gio, if you have any other insight on that too, I think that would be good coming from you.
Yeah, actually, I mean, this is almost its own webinar, because email marketing is it's a whole other bucket of internet marketing. You can look at A/B testing. You can look at which days of the week, what time of the day you send out. But ultimately, you want to make sure that these people are not unsubscribing from your emails. Um, and to do that, the email content has to be relevant to what they were expecting when they signed up. So typically when you go to a website that's asking for an email sign up, it's like sign up for our newsletter. That's good. That tells you there's going to be a newsletter. A newsletter isn't necessarily going to be 100% um, marketing based. Sometimes it is just news, updates about your site, updates on a new article. Maybe there is one ad, but you want to make sure that if you are going to create like a promotional email that it's going to go to your users, that you state sign up for our weekly offers email or our promotions email. Being specific from the get-go of the collection of the emails will make it where most people will not opt out as you continue to send those emails further along.
Okay, thank you for your answer. And we have one more question about monetization. If I start a website tomorrow, when can I expect to start monetizing, considering I'm a starter?
I think you can start. I mean, you can start right away. It just depends on the traffic that you anticipate. If you are to get traffic, why not monetize it right away? So if you see yourself, if you have social channels or if you're paying for traffic, you can absolutely monetize it right away. If I were to start a website today and I wanted to get some sort of monetization as quickly as possible, I would try to go after keywords that have maybe less volume, but um, like still have that same intent and may not be as competitive. And you can find, like, with if you produce some good content, within a month you can start selling products. There's no guarantees, obviously. It could take 3 to 6 months. You might work your first 7 months and not earn a single dollar, and then the next month you'll make $5,000. It really just depends how much effort you're willing to put into it and how creative and diligent you are with the content that you're producing.
Thank you very much. I think this is the last question that. Oh no, we have actually received one more question, which I think will be the last one for today. So the question is, do you guys offer SEO services to websites wanting traffic, consultancy, etc.?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I have a company. It's called 1027. So if you go to 1027.co, you can get a little bit more information about it. And there's a form at the bottom that you can fill out. If you have a specific project in mind, I'm happy to hear it and see if there's a possible way that we can work together.
Okay, thank you very much. So I don't believe we have any more questions. So thank you very much for your presentation, Thomas and George. And thank you very much, everybody, for participating and for asking very interesting questions. Uh, myself, I learned quite a lot of new and interesting things today. So a couple of things to close this off. First of all, right in the description of this video, you can find a direct link to our own affiliate program, BRush, and you're welcome to join. We offer a competitive commission rate of 40%. We will be adding a link to Thomas's courses there shortly. So check out the description below the video a little bit later, and we will add the link to the courses as well. And last but not least, we will have more webinars like this in the future, and I'm sure they will be just as interesting and intriguing. So the next one will be on the 18th of September, and it will be about using SEO keyword research to help your affiliate sales. So I think it will also be quite relevant. But I think that's it for us. Once again, Thomas and George, thank you very much. It was an honor having you here.
Yes, thank you as well. I want to give a quick shout out to SEMrush, longtime user of their software. Thanks for having us. Gio, thanks again for coming on and doing this with me. It's been exciting working with you over the past year. Sorry I missed you in Chicago. And then thanks again to everyone who attended. Hope to hear from you. If you wanted to take the course or if you have some other interest in the work that I do, feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, and until next time. Bye.